streams. How many streams can we have in one day? I'm just feeling like I should get on a lot. Feeling like people are actually needing the Qigong practices, that people are needing some physical, tangible ways to heal, that we're needing some group meditations lately. So it is really powerful when we do these things together. So I think it's important, even if people don't do it in the moment with me, to have these videos up and available, sharing them on my YouTube, sharing them on here. So please check me out other places as well. Like, I want to just spread this ability to heal ourselves to everyone we know. Like, we shouldn't keep this knowledge in, essentially. As soon as I learned it, I felt like this is important. This is something people need to be learning. This is something I want to share with the people I love. That's helped me so much in my life. So just important for me to be here, come on, do these things, do these practices. We're going to do the seated self-healing practice. And I also wanted to read another chapter of the Four Agreements, because that book was just like filling up my soul, and I would love to read the first agreement to all of you. I hope you all wrote your gratitude list today. And we are on chapter 2, the first agreement. Be impeccable with your word. The first agreement is the most important one, and also the most difficult to honor. It is so important that with just this first agreement, you will be able to transcend to the level of existence I call heaven on earth. Doesn't that sound lovely? The first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. It sounds very simple, but it is very, very powerful. Why your word? Your word is the power that you have to create. Your word is the gift that comes directly from God. The Gospel of John in the Bible, speaking of the creation of the universe, says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God." Through the word, you express your creative power. It is through the word that you manifest everything. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent manifests through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will all be manifested through the word. Hi, guys. The word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby to create the events in your life. You can speak. What other animal on this planet can speak? That's a loaded question. The word is the most powerful tool you have as a human. It is the tool of magic. But like a sword with two edges, your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word can destroy everything around you. One edge is the misuse of the word, which creates a living hell. The other edge is the impeccability of the word, which will only create beauty, love, and heaven on earth. Depending upon how it is used, the word can set you free, or it can enslave you even more than you know. All the magic you possess is based on your word. Hi, friend. Great to see you again, ATF. We're just reading the second chapter of the Four Agreements. We are on the first agreement, so you haven't missed a thing. So I was just talking about our word, essentially our word and the impeccability of it. If we can speak with clear intent and say the things that we mean, essentially. And how powerful the words that we use are. Okay, I'll start back here so that you can catch up a little bit. I actually don't know when you jumped in. Maybe you've already heard this, but we'll start I like to start at the beginning of paragraphs. It feels more full that way. The word is not just a sound or written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby to create the events in your life. You can speak. Oh yeah, this is, what other animal on the planet can speak? And I just said that was a loaded question, because I mean, really. I would say most of them, if not all of them, speak or communicate in some form. But anyway, I digress. The word is the most powerful tool you have as a human. It is the tool of magic. But like a sword with two edges, your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word, again, I don't know why this one I want to say world. Your word can destroy everything around you. Brain. One edge is the misuse of the word, which creates a living hell. The other edge is the impeccability of the word, which will only create beauty, love, and heaven on earth. Depending upon how it is used, the word can set you free, or it can enslave you even more than you know. All the magic you possess is based on your word. Your word is pure magic, and the misuse of your word is black magic. The word is so powerful that one word can, I think it was Cosmic Unwind who was just talking about black magic the other day. It's like, are you using it for good or evil, essentially? Like, are you trying to put negativity out or positivity out? So I like this version of it as well. That's why I smiled. The word is so powerful that one word can change a life or destroy the lives of millions of people. Some years ago, one man in Germany, by the use of the word, manipulated a whole country of the most intelligent people. He led them into a world war with just the power of his word. He convinced others to commit the most atrocious acts of violence. He activated people's fear of the word, and like a big explosion, there was killing and war all around the world. All over the world, humans destroyed other humans because they were afraid of each other. Hitler's word, based on fear-generating beliefs and agreements, will be remembered for centuries. The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. The seeds are opinions, ideas, and concepts. You plant a seed, a thought, and it grows. I hope you're all drinking water or something. Still sipping on tea, of course. Where was I? You plant a seed, a thought, and it grows. The word is like a seed, and the human mind is so fertile. The only problem is that, too often, it is fertile for the seeds of fear. Every human mind is fertile, but only for those kinds of seed it is prepared for. What is important to see is what kinds of seeds our mind is fertile for, and to prepare it to receive the seeds of love. I feel like we probably could have used a different word too. Take the example of Hitler. He sent out all those seeds of fear, and they grew very strong and beautifully achieved massive destruction. Seeing the awesome power of the word, we must understand what power comes out of our mouths. One fear or doubt planted in our mind can create an endless drama of events. One word is like a spell, and humans use the word like black magicians, thoughtlessly putting spells on each other. Every human is a magician, and we can either put a spell on someone with our word, or we can release someone from a spell. We cast spells all the time with our opinions. An example, I see a friend and give him an opinion that just popped into my mind. I say, I see that kind of color in your face in people who are going to get cancer. Oh my God, that's such a... Don't say that to your friends, just in case you were thinking about it. If he listens to the word and if he agrees, he will have cancer in less than 1 year. That is the power of the word. During our domestication, our parents and siblings gave their opinions about us without even thinking. We believed these opinions and we lived in fear of these opinions, like not being good at swimming or sports or writing. Someone gives an opinion and say, look, this girl is ugly. The girl listens, believes she is ugly, and grows up with the idea that she is ugly. Let's not say that to anyone. Yeah. Friends or enemies. Anybody. Don't say it to anyone. Everybody's my, everybody could be our friend. Strangers are just friends we haven't met yet. Anyway, Okay, so the girl unfortunately believes she is ugly. That is the spell she is under. By hooking our attention, the word can enter our mind and change a whole belief for better or worse. Another example, you may believe you are stupid, and you may have believed this for as long as you can remember. This agreement can be very tricky, causing you to do a lot of things just to ensure that you are stupid. You may do something and think to yourself, I wish I were smart, but I must be stupid or I wouldn't have done that. The mind goes in hundreds of different directions, and we could spend days getting hooked by just one belief in our own stupidity. Then one day someone hooks your attention and using the word lets you know that you are not stupid. You believe what this person says and make a new agreement. As a result, you no longer feel or act stupid. A whole spell is broken just by the power of the word. Conversely, if you believe you are stupid and someone hooks your attention and says, yes, you really are the most stupid person I've ever met, the agreement will be reinforced and become even stronger. These words are hard to say out loud. They're painful to admit. Now let us see what the word impeccability means. Impeccability means without sin. Impeccable comes from the Latin peccatus, which means sin. The im is an impeccable, means without. So impeccable means without sin. Oh, okay. Very long explanation of the same thing. Religions talk about sins and sinners, but let's understand what really means to sin. I love this. A sin is anything that you do which goes against yourself. Yes. Everything you feel or believe or say that goes against yourself is a sin. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. One moment. Un momento. I look around like, what could that be? Yes. It's said as a joke, but there are a lot of people who get called insane that are not actually insane. A lot of that is a projection, right? Hopefully. I guess maybe I am the insane one. Don't answer that. Let's just pretend I didn't ask chat that. I think we should read a little bit. I'm evolving, not insane. Thank you. Yes, lovely. I love it. Exactly. I asked, are we insane? My sources say no. So we're fine. We're totally, Magic 8 Ball says, we're totally fine. Don't even worry about it. Love it. Okay, here we are. So we're talking about without sin, which means not going against yourself. You go against yourself when you judge or blame yourself for anything. Being without sin is just the opposite. Being impeccable is not going against yourself. When you are impeccable, you take responsibility for your actions, but you do not judge or blame yourself. That's beautiful. That's what I want to do. From this point of view, the whole concept of sin changes from something moral or religious to something common sense. Sin begins with rejection of yourself. Self-rejection is the biggest sin you can commit. In religious terms, self-rejection is a mortal sin, which leads to death. Impeccability, on the other hand, leads to life. Being impeccable with your word is not using the word against yourself. If I see you in the street and I call you stupid, It appears that I'm using the word against you, but really, I'm using my word against myself. Ooh, snap. Because you're going to hate me for this, and you're hating me. It's not good for me. Shit, no. Also, hating people is not good for us either. Really toxic. Just saying. Therefore, if I get angry with my word and send all that emotional poison to you, I'm using the word against myself. If I love myself, I will express that love in my interactions with you, and then I am being impeccable with my word, because that action will produce a like reaction. If I love you, then you will love me. If I insult you, you will insult me. If I have gratitude for you, you will have gratitude for me. If I'm selfish with you, you will be selfish with me. If I use the word to put a spell on you, you are going to put a spell on me. Being impeccable with your word is the correct use of your energy. It means to use your energy in the direction of truth and love for yourself. If you make an agreement with yourself to be impeccable with your word, just with that intention, the truth will manifest through you and clean all the emotional poison that exists within you. Okay, we're rereading that because that's important and I missed it. I'm reading it, but I still feel like I missed it. Being impeccable with your word is the correct use of your energy. It means to use your energy in the direction of truth and love for yourself. Boom. If you make an agreement with yourself to be impeccable with your word, just with that intention, the truth will manifest through you and clean all the emotional poison that exists within you. Shoot. Sheesh. All right, I'm in. Making this agreement is difficult because we have learned to do precisely the opposite. We have learned to lie as a habit of our communication with others and, more importantly, with ourselves. Wow, you ever feel that, like, where you, like, jolt into your body? Like, this is such an important thing that you're saying that, like, my whole body just shifted. Ooh. We are not impeccable with the word. The power of the word is completely misused in hell. We use the word to curse, to blame, to find guilt, to destroy. Of course, we also use it in the right way, but not too often. Oh my god. Can we please watch Hocus Pocus together? I will literally play it on my Discord and we can have a movie night. And I'll make air-popped popcorn that none of you can eat because we're all virtual. But I'll share it. I'll gladly share my popcorn. Seriously though. Yep, agreed. ATF agreed. 10 out of 10. Yep. Where was I? Whoa. Where the heck was I? That was so intense. Okay. The power of the word is completely misused in, oh yeah, that's right, in hell. We use the word to curse, to blame, to find guilt, to destroy. Of course, we also use it in the right way, but not too often. Mostly, we use the word to spread our personal poison, to express anger, jealousy, envy, and hate. The word is pure magic, the most powerful gift we have as humans, and we use it against ourselves. We plan revenge. We create chaos in the word, with the word. We use the word to create hate between races, between people, between families, between nations. We misuse the word so often, and this misuse is how we create and perpetuate the dream of hell. Oh, yeah. Hey, Alfred, how's it going? Hi, Tweety. I love y'all. Glad you're all here. Glad we're talking. Oh, seriously. Hocus Pocus, though. For real. For real. I got Disney Plus. I've been waiting to watch it. I tried to watch it with Elin twice. He's like, Mom, I don't care about this movie. I'm like, dude, it's really good. I promise. You watched it when you were a baby and you didn't complain. which is true, but it's, of course he didn't. Hi, Sister Blue. It's a classic, right? Bette Midler. Like, I don't watch any Bette Midler movie. But for real, that scene where she's singing and, like, the mom is dressed up like Madonna. Like, how is that? Oh, that's so great. Oh, my God. What a great cast. Hocus Pocus, y'all. If you haven't watched it yet this year, do yourself a favor. Join my Discord. We're going to watch it together. It's going to be so great. I put a spell on you. Now you're mine. Okay, where were we? Okay, here we are. Wait. Oh, this part makes me want to cry. I might cry when I read this next part, okay? Oh yeah, that's right. We misuse the word so often, and this misuse is how we create and perpetuate the dream. Yeah, that's right. Misuse of the word is how we pull each other down and keep each other in a state of fear and doubt. Because the word is the magic that humans possess, and misuse of the word is black magic, we are using black magic all the time without knowing that our word is magic at all. I haven't watched any of the Halloween classics either. I keep looking at them. I liked all the old ones from literally the first ones, the ones from like the 50s and 60s. Any of the classic Disney ones with like Donald Duck and the witches. Trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat for Halloween. And the ghosts and goblins. Shit, I can't remember the lyrics right now. Okay, somebody tell me they remember this. Do you remember the super spooky one? It was like the big winged black guy who sat on the bell tower. It's like all the gargoyles. It was like legit terrifying. And I watched that all the time as a kid. I loved to scare myself as a kid. Like, I used to stay up and watch like super scary stuff. Does anyone remember that? Somebody tell me what it was. I literally had it recorded on a VHS, and now I can't find a single working VHS player on the face of this planet. So I have a lot of good recordings, classic movies. Anyway, get back to reading. What's good, Shredda? How's it going? All right. Here we go. There was a woman, for example, who was intelligent and had a very good heart. She had a daughter whom she adored and loved very much. One night she came home from a very bad day at work, tired, full of emotional tension, and with a terrible headache. She wanted peace and quiet, but her daughter was singing and jumping happily. The daughter was unaware of how her mother was feeling. She was in her own world, in her own dream. She felt so wonderful. She was jumping and singing louder and louder, expressing her joy and her love. She was singing so loud that it made her mother's headache even worse, and at a certain moment her mother lost control. Angrily she looked at her beautiful little girl and said, "Shut up. You have an ugly voice. Can you just shut up?" God, The truth is that the mother's tolerance for any noise was non-existent. This was actually my mom. Magical Mondays, right? What's good? Oh my God. This literally, my mom used to tell me I was not allowed to sing or dance. And those are like my two favorite things ever. So we're rewriting that belief right now. The truth is that the mother's tolerance for any noise was non-existent, but it was not the little girl's voice that was ugly, but the daughter believed what her mother said, and in that moment she made an agreement with herself. After that, she no longer sang because she believed her voice was ugly and would bother anyone who heard it. She became shy at school, and if she was asked to sing, she refused. Even speaking to others became difficult for her. Everything changed in this little girl because of the new agreement. She believed she must repress her emotions in order to be accepted and loved. Whenever we hear an opinion and believe it, we make an agreement, and it becomes part of our belief system. This little girl grew up, and even though she had a beautiful voice, she never sang again. It's so sad. Whenever we hear an opinion and believe it, we make an agreement and it becomes part of our belief system. Oh, that's right. The little girl grew up, and even though she had a beautiful voice, she never sang again. She developed a whole complex from one spell. This spell was cast upon her by the one who loved her the most, her own mother. Her mother didn't notice what she did with her word. She didn't notice that she used black magic and put a spell on her daughter. She didn't know the power of her word, and therefore she isn't to blame. She did what her own mother, father, and others had done to her. In many ways, they misused the word. How many times do we do this with our own children? We give them these types of opinions, and our children carry that black magic for years and years. People who love us do black magic on us, but they don't even know what they do. This is why we must forgive them. They didn't know what they do. Another example, you awake in the morning feeling very happy. You feel so wonderful. You stay 1 or 2 more hours in front of the mirror, making yourself beautiful. Well, one of your best friends says, "What happened to you? You look so ugly. Look at that dress you're wearing. You look ridiculous." That's it. That is enough to put you all the way down in hell. Maybe this girlfriend just told you this to hurt you. And she did. She gave you an opinion with all the power of her word behind it. If you accept the opinion, it becomes an agreement now. And you put all your power into that opinion. That opinion becomes black magic. These types of spells are difficult to break. The only thing that can break a spell is to make a new agreement based on the truth. The truth is the most important part of being impeccable with your word. On one side of the sword are the lies which create black magic, but on the other side of the sword is the truth, which has the power to break the spell of black magic. Only the truth will set us free. Looking at everyday human interactions, imagining how many times we cast spells on each other with our word. Over time, this interaction has become the worst form of black magic, and we call it gossip. Ooh. Gossip is black magic at its very worst because it is pure poison. We learned how to gossip by agreement. When we were children, we heard the adults around us gossiping all the time, openly giving their opinions about other people. They even had opinions about people they didn't know. Emotional poison was transferred along with the opinions, and we learned that this is the normal way to communicate. Gossiping has become the main form of communication in human society, and it's become the way we feel close to each other because it makes us feel better to see someone else feel as badly as we do. Oh, that breaks my heart. There's an old expression that says, "Misery likes company," and people who are suffering in hell don't want to be all alone. Fear and suffering are an important part of the dream of the planet. They are how the dream of the planet keeps us down. Using the analogy of the human mind as a computer, gossip can be compared to a computer virus. A human virus. Oops. Slip. A computer virus is a piece of computer language written in the same language all the other codes are written in, but with harmful intent. This code is inserted into the program of your computer when you least expect it, and most of the time without your awareness. After this code has been introduced, your computer doesn't work quite right, or it doesn't function at all because the codes get so mixed up with so many conflicting messages that it stops producing good results. Human gossip works exactly the same way. For example, you are beginning a new class with a new teacher, and you have looked forward to it for a long time. On the first day of class, you run into someone who took the class before you who tells you, "Oh, that instructor was a pompous jerk. He didn't know what he was talking about. And he was a pervert too, so watch out." Snap. You are immediately imprinted with the word and the emotional code the person had when saying this. But what you are not aware of is his or her motivation in telling you this. This person could be angry for failing the class or simply making an assumption based on fears and prejudices. But because you have learned to ingest information like a child, some part of you believes the gossip and you go on to the class. Oh, snap. As the teacher speaks, you feel the poison come up inside you and you don't realize you see the teacher through the eyes of the person who gave you the gossip. Then you start talking to other people in the class about this and they start to see the teacher in the same way. is a jerk and a pervert. You really hate the class and soon you decide to drop out. You blame the teacher, but it is the gossip that is to blame. All of this mess can be caused by one little computer virus. One little piece of misinformation can break down communication between people, causing every person it touches to become infected and contagious to others. Imagine that every single time others gossip about you, they insert a computer virus into your mind, causing you to think a little less clearly over time. Then imagine that in an effort to clean up your own confusion and get some relief from the poison, you gossip and spread these viruses to someone else. Imagine this pattern now going in an ever-ending chain between all the humans on Earth. Ooh. Religion. Sorry. The result is a world full of humans who can only read information through circuits that are clogged with a poisonous, contagious virus. Once again, this poisonous virus is what the Toltecs called the mitote, the chaos of 1,000 different voices all trying to talk at once in the mind. Even worse are the black magicians or computer hackers who intentionally spread the virus. Think back to a time when you or someone you know was angry with someone else and desired revenge. In order to seek revenge, you said something to or about that person with the intention of spreading poison and making that person feel bad about him or herself. As children, we do this quite thoughtlessly, but as we grow older, we become more and more calculated in our efforts to bring other people down. Then we lie to ourselves and say, that person received a just punishment for their wrongdoing. Oh, that breaks my heart. When we see the world through a computer virus, it is easy to justify the cruelest behavior. What we don't see is that misuse of our word is putting us deeper into hell. For years we've received the gossip and spells from the words of others, but also from the way we use our word with ourselves. We talk to ourselves constantly, and most of the time we say things like, I look fat, I look ugly, I'm getting old, I'm losing my hair, I'm stupid, I never understand anything, I'll never be good enough, I am never going to be perfect. Do you see how we use the word against ourselves? We must begin to understand what the word is and what the word does. If you understand the first agreement, be impeccable with your word, you begin to see all the changes that can happen in your life. Changes first in the way you deal with yourself, and later in the way you deal with other people, especially those you love the most. Consider how many times you have gossiped about the person you love the most to gain the support of others for your point of view. How many times have you hooked other people's attention and spread poison about your loved one in order to make your opinion right? Your opinion is nothing but your point of view, and it's not necessarily true. Your opinion comes from your beliefs, your own ego, and your own dream. We create all this poison and spread it to others just so we can feel right about our own point of view. If we adopt the first agreement and become impeccable with our word, any emotional poison will eventually be cleaned from our mind and from our communication and our personal relationships, including with our pet dog or cat. Impeccability of the word will also give you immunity from anyone putting a negative spell on you. You will only receive a negative idea if your mind is fertile ground for that idea. When you become impeccable with your word, your mind is no longer fertile ground for words that come from black magic. Instead, it is fertile for the words that come from love. You can measure the impeccability of your word by your level of self-love. How much you love yourself and how you feel about yourself are directly proportionate to the quality and integrity of your word. When you are impeccable with your word, you feel good. You feel happy and at peace. You can transcend the dream of hell just by making the agreement to be impeccable with your word. Right now, I am planting that seed in your mind. Whether or not the seed grows depends upon how fertile your mind is for the seeds of love. It is up to you to make this agreement with yourself. I am impeccable with my word. Nurture this seed, and as it grows in your mind, it will generate more seeds of love to replace the seeds of fear. This first agreement will change the kind of seeds your mind is fertile for. Be impeccable with your word. This is the first agreement that you should make if you want to be free, if you want to be happy, if you want to transcend the level of existence that is hell. It is very powerful. Use the word in the correct way. Use the word to share your love. Use white magic, beginning with yourself. Tell yourself how wonderful you are, how great you are. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. Use the word to break all those teeny tiny agreements that make you suffer. It is possible. It is possible because I said it, and I did it. That's what it says. It is possible because I did it, and I am no better than you. No, we are exactly the same. We have the same kind of brain, the same kind of bodies. We are human. If I was able to break those agreements and create new agreements, then you can do the same. If I can be impeccable with my word, why not you? Just this one agreement can change your whole life. Impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, to huge success and abundance. It can take away all the fear and transform it into joy and love. Just imagine what you can create with impeccability of the word. With the impeccability of the word, you can transcend the dream of fear and live a different life. You can live in heaven in the middle of thousands of people living in hell because you are immune to that hell. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. Ooh, all right, we're gonna give this like one day at a time to like really let these ideas, these concepts sink in. Really, we're just gonna focus on being impeccable with our word, being more conscious of the way we're using our word, the things we say to ourselves, first and foremost. We're gonna work on that self-love. We'll do a self-love meditation. And we're going to do self-healing Qigong practice tonight. So I'm going to go for now. I'll probably be on it. Let's see what time it is. What time is it? 7 o'clock already. Clock out an hour and a half. So either way. It'll be a short Qigong practice though, and like I said, it'll be available for viewing later on if you're not able to watch it live. I am loving that essential oil diffuser. Do y'all see that color changer back there? So pleasant. Anyway, so I'm gonna get going, I've honestly got so much done today at work. I've been very productive. So we're gonna keep up that trend. I got them brain dogs. I do not play guitar, believe it or not, with the two guitars over there. This little baby guitar for Elin, that is actually Derek's guitar, his dad's guitar. So he left it over here. He'll play it every once in a while. Honestly, for me, I just never keep my nails that short. I always want them super short if I'm going to play guitar, personally. I don't want to snap any strings. But yeah, I haven't played in a few years. I took a class, intro to guitar. I used to just mess around on a guitar a lot, but I haven't played in a long time. I have a ukulele. I have really small hands, so like a ukulele would be a lot easier for me rather than all of the different chords. But I really like percussion, honestly. Percussion is where my soul is. Drumming, if I'm dancing, I'm like, you guys can't see my hands, but if I'm dancing, I'm like this. So, all right, I'm gonna get going before I gotta get back to work. Who's online? Who do we want to raid, y'all? Who are we feeling? I need to play more music, though. That is the plan. Ooh, who do we want to raid? Leo Rick is streaming. Should we go do that? That sounds fun. If you guys want tarot reads, go chill with Leo Rick. Get yourself a tarot read. Shoot, I'm gonna get his name wrong. Is it 1988? Leo Rick 1988 or 88? 188? Something like that, right? I just looked at this. Leo Rick 188. I got this. I got this. I'm fine. I think I do this every time we raid someone. I'm like, I need their exact name because I don't want to make the same mistake I did with Granny Savage. So funny. Let's go. Oh, well, I love you guys. Thanks for being here yet again. Thanks for showing up when I don't do any advertising for myself at all. I wonder if it came up on my Discord this time. It's supposed to now. Yeah, Halloween Town 1 and 2, max. Even the second one, sometimes you're like, the first one was just so good. Wow, that sounds so good. Queen of the Damned? Oh my god, Blade? I want to see all of these. Underworld? Never seen it. I just finally saw The Matrix for the first time. I was waiting for the right moment. It was the perfect moment. Alright, I love you guys. Have a great day. Let's have fun with Leo Rick. Let's get some tarot readings. Millions of kisses, all that good stuff.